welcome to this week's edition of the Believeland Prep Podcast, where we are hopping into the DeLorean and taking a journey back to the OHSAA, easy for me to say, state baseball tournament from earlier this spring. Today, we are very honored to have Division II State Champion Kenston Bombers head coach Joe Hritz and star senior Nikko Georgiou. How are you doing, guys?
Doing good. Thank you for having us.
Yes, sir. So we'll start off here. We got a few icebreakers, just kind of lighten the mood a little bit. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Go ahead, Nick.
I'm a traditional vanilla guy. Cookies and cream sometimes. Cookies and cream sometimes.
I lean towards the brownie moose tracks.
Oh, there you go. Love moose tracks. I don't know if I've tried the brownie one. I like the mint one if you've ever come across that one. So,
Some good options. I like the answers. It's not bad.
yeah. What condiments are you putting on your hot dog at the ball game?
Just ketchup.
I'm a ketchup and mustard guy.
There you go. No onions, no relish.
Oh.
Nope.
Then favorite band or musician?
I'm gonna stick with country music. I'm a big country music guy. That's Nico knows that. I
Love it.
practice and stuff like that. But I to pick a favorite, I don't know, man.
Classic or new country?
I'll listen to anything. A little bit of old twang is good. I like the new stuff a little bit, but I don't mind going down to Nashville every once in a while and listening to live music wherever I can.
Right. Nikko, are you joining him on any trips for country?
I don't know if I could say I have a favorite band or artist, but right now I'm a big Zach Bryan guy.
There you go.
Yes, I love it. That's that best answer you could have given is Zach Bryan. I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then favorite flavor of sunflower seeds?
Go
Cracked
ahead,
pepper. Cracked pepper for sure.
Yeah, I'm old school. I mix in the barbecue and the ranch into one.
Ooh.
So you gotta mix them
combo.
up and then.
Whoa.
All right. Do you want to start, Cameron, with some questions for Coach?
Oh yeah. So, Coach, first question I wanted to ask, it popped in my head the other day, and it's a good one. I'm really happy it popped in my head. So, last year, you guys, state semifinal against Northview, you lose to then come back a whole year later and go through the whole same process, but then this time to come out on top as, state champions. What is that like to go from, having that in the back of your mind the previous year and then to come back a whole year later, but to then finish the job and get it done? What's that like, especially for you too, Nikko, as a player and coach?
I think last year it was, in the grand scheme of things, we had a great season. It kind of felt like a pretty low spot there at the end, just because you get all the way down there and then, it doesn't turn out the way you want it to. So I think it's been on these guys' minds a lot this year. Just, what we did last year, how can we get back there? And, sometimes the stars align in baseball and it sets yourself up for success in different ways. And then you have two, dynamite shutdown pitchers that just absolutely carry you, and that's what these two guys did. Well, at least Nikko is here right now and Parker, but yeah, I think it was on these guys' minds a lot, and the restructuring down to Division II instead of Division I. I think these guys thought that they played with a chip on their shoulder, and they talked about it all year. They started off, the seniors did a fantastic job talking to the younger guys on the varsity team, the juniors, the sophomores, and even a freshman, about, it's not going to be easy. No matter what we do, it's not going to be easy. And they started off the season with that tone, and they said, you got to be able to ride with the highs and ride with the lows, and they kept them going. So credit to them for being able to keep them and just the whole team in line and putting that, making the push towards the end there.
Do you have anything to add, Nikko, from the player's perspective?
Yeah. We knew after losing the state semifinal last year. The seniors, we came together and we knew we didn't want to end up like that again this year. So we kind of got who we got, and we just told them like we're here to work and we're gonna get back to where we were last year and we're gonna win it this year. And I know coming from myself, I didn't know what my future was gonna hold for me, so I just knew like just go out there and give everything you have, just let God, take me where He wants to go, and we ended up winning it.
As the underdog for most of it too. You guys were the 8th seed, I believe, throughout the whole thing. So underdogs everywhere you were going, and to overcome that it's impressive, especially coming back from the year previous. So impressive.
Thank you. We were 9. And I don't know. I've had several people talk to me about the underdog thing. I think I asked Nikko how our schedule was this year, the regular season. Like our record, I mean, we were what, 13-11, I think, through the regular season, 14-11, something like that. But if you go through that schedule, I mean, our strength of schedule was insane. It was a grind all season.
Yeah.
Coach, was this your first state championship as a player or coach?
The first one I've won, yes. This is the 3rd time I've been down there in 5 years. Last year with obviously Kenston Final Four, and then we went to the as a coach, I was on staff at Menor High School in 2019, maybe, I think it was, when they lost to Ignatius in the state championship game. So I was down there. I actually got the call that for an interview at Kenston while I was sitting in the bullpen of that game.
And then, Nikko, what were some goals that you had for yourself at the start of the season?
If I'm being honest, I don't think I had really any goals. I was just gonna go out there, have fun. I mean, like I said, it could have been like the last season for me. Just go out there, give it my all. Just see what happened. I'm just thankful that I was given the opportunity to pitch in a lot of those. I guess my bat kind of turned around in the playoffs as well. It just felt good to contribute to the team.
This should
Nikko,
be Parker.
Okay, yeah, we got Parker Munday joining us here. Hi, Parker.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just starting out here with Coach and Nikko, just kind of refreshing everyone's memory about the tournament run. Is there anything that sticks out to you in the lead up to the championship game?
I'd say definitely that Norway game when we went down early, or I can't exactly remember what happened, but we were down, or it was a very close game, and we needed to get some insurance and give Nikko the rest of the game. And I just remember that game because I knew it was close to coming to the end of our season, but we were able to fight through that and get the job done and finish that game.
And then, Coach, I mean, we have 2 of your seniors here with us today, but how do you replace this group that you're losing to graduation and to college? And
This might be cliche, man, but you never replace these guys. I mean, you prepare the younger guys the best you can to fill the roles that these guys were in. Even last year, I don't think, and Nikko, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I don't know if we necessarily replaced who we had last year. I think guys stepped up and took different roles. High school, that's the beauty of high school is I'll always pretty much get older and these guys will stay the same age and they just keep recycling through the program. The goal is to prepare these guys for the moment, and to put them in situations to do that. And these guys stepped up this year and every journey's different. Last year's completely different than this year. Different kids, different group. Next year is going to be 100%. We got, I think, 11 juniors this year that'll be going to be seniors next year. They're not going to replace these 6 that are leaving, though. These 6 had special qualities, special characteristics, and special leadership skills that took us to that spot. So,
and then, Coach, here, I graduated high school in 08, which is a lot further back than I'd like to admit, but it feels like these days travel ball, especially at the younger ages, like the U8, the U10. How do you think that's changed the game once these guys get into the high school ranks?
I think it separates them a little bit. I think I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the money ball that's going around right now, but I don't mind when you're playing good competition, you're putting yourself in situations to learn. I think that's the biggest thing that needs to be a focus on at the U8, U9, U10, U11 levels is that, every situation is a learning situation. Whether you win it, whether you lose it, you're preparing for hopefully where we just went. We have a fantastic youth program in Kenston called Kenston Baseball Association. They do a great job getting these guys to tournaments. They go to Cooperstown when they're on the U12 team. And then it splits into some of the bigger travel organizations from there. Again, just putting these guys in situations to be able to see competition, learn, get better every single day. But I do think some of the travel ball, it's good. I do think some kids are getting burned out, but at the same time, it does put them in, I don't know, situations to be successful and to play against competition. I think that's the biggest thing that these guys can do. You don't have to win every game, you don't have to win every tournament, but if you put yourself in competitive situations, and you better be playing to win. But so I'm 50-50 on it. I think it's good and it can be bad at times too. But I don't know. It depends on the type of kid you are and the motivation and the competition that you want to play against. I know both these guys on the call right now are, diehard competitors. I think you put them into a ring with anybody and they're both thinking they're coming out on top no matter who they're against. So that was the mentality this year, and it was a pleasant it was fun to coach. It was fun to watch, fun to kind of step back sometimes, let them handle things, and they did a great job.
Definitely. I got to see it at the regionals and then at the states, just that competitive nature come out of both of them at different parts on the mound, at the plate. So yeah, it was definitely great to see.
Nikko and I saw in the batting cages underneath too beforehand.
And then Nikko and Parker, can you guys just talk about the recruiting process and what that was like for you there as you finished up the high school year before you decide where you're taking your talents for the collegiate level?
Yeah, Nikko, you want to go first or me?
You can probably go first.
All right, so after my junior year is when it kind of started to pick up for college looks, especially after we went on that Final Four run. And I wouldn't say I had the looks I was looking for before that. So I think going that far in the state tournament really helped me last year. And once we got there, I got lots of coaches contacting me after wanting to come watch me throw. And then later in the summer, I got texted by Akron coach. They came to one of my games and they knew one of the coaches that I was playing for, and they've been lifelong friends. So once that happened, they saw me throw, kind of got some visits going with. I still had my options open, but once I got on campus at Akron, then I kind of knew where the fit was for me, and it was there.
It's good to hear. And then Nikko, for you?
So I really haven't been recruited for baseball until the end of this year. Again, I got a text from one of my summer ball coaches, and he asked me. I mean, I was already committed to John Carroll at the time, but he asked me how would you feel pitching at Akron? And I was like, I mean, I'm already committed to John Carroll. I can't switch up now, but I will definitely say that I've gotten a lot more looks as a baseball player now after the state tournament, and a couple summer ball games. People definitely question why I chose playing football over baseball for sure. But like I said, I was already committed for football. Might have a chance to play baseball there too, but yeah.
And then can you guys both kind of talk about being multi-sport athletes at the high school level, even in your senior year. It seems like we're seeing more and more kids and parents pushing their kids into that one sport once they're in high school. Can you talk about what playing football and soccer for Parker and how that helped your development as a baseball player?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a grind. I can see why parents would push their kids to play one sport, but you can't really beat high school sports. I mean, it's an experience that you can only get once in a lifetime. Like the bonds that you build with your teammates, and just as you can see, like these kids that I played with on this baseball team, I'll never forget for the rest of my life, and I'll hopefully be friends with them for the rest of my life. And I just don't think you can beat that. And especially, I mean, it takes a lot of work to be playing all these sports, but in the end, I think it is 100% worth it, and I'd do it all over again if I could.
Yeah, I agree with Parker about the whole bond and like the type of family you build throughout all the teams. I will also say like playing multiple sports in high school, it just helps me be active. Not during the summer now, since like I'm kind of playing summer baseball, kind of not. Like, it kind of gets boring because there's not much to do. So playing multiple sports just really kept me active, and had a great time doing it.
And then from a coach's perspective, I know like if they're playing basketball or a winter sport, it kind of cuts into some of that training time heading into the season. How do you kind of navigate those barriers? And once you get them into the baseball training room, how do you adjust with that?
I think the biggest thing is just communication, whether it's with the player or with the other coach. Of the other sport is just kind of talking. The biggest one we see a lot is basketball. Or even with these deep runs of the summer, a little bit with football as football starting to gear up. But building good relationships with those coaches, they're easy to work with. We have fantastic coaches at Kenston. And encouraging those guys, just like I would want those coaches to do with us, is to finish out their season with their team, where they're at, take care of business, and then hopefully, they're throwing a little bit on this. We're, encouraging them to throw a little bit and hit a little bit on the side on their own. We can't really get our hands on them too much, so individually or workout wise, until they're fully done with that sport. So yeah, just communicate and encourage them to start getting some reps in, and then when they get back, we'll take them as far as we can, as quickly as we can.
Parker, Nikko, you guys graduating now as seniors. What's the message you're leaving behind for the underclassmen to, keep that to go back down to Akron next year in hopes of a repeat? What's the message you're leaving for them?
I mean, it's kind of just the sky's the limit now. I mean, we showed them that they could do it, and they have the talent to do it, and now it's just on them to get back there and try to keep winning for the program and get another state championship and just leave a legacy for themselves, and then for the build off the future of the program, help them out with the future of Kenston baseball and get it back to where it always should have been.
Yeah, I agree with Park with the sky's the limit thing. I mean, as you guys said earlier, we were kind of the underdogs, you could say. I mean, I didn't really feel like an underdog at all, but yeah, just keep giving it your all. I mean, you can call us an underdog, but they can give it their all, and they can upset a ton of people just like we did.
Anything else, Cameron?
Yeah, coach, and for the players as well. What point in the year did you start noticing that, this is your time, your time to go push for that state title and make up for what had happened in the previous year? When did that kind of click in your heads?
I think there was two big games. I think the Menor game was big. We kind of were, sitting around 500, and all of a sudden came out that game, and Menor's always got a, reputable team that will play against and good coaching staff. And they we jumped them, I think. If I remember correctly, I'd have to go back and look at the game changer scores. But that one sticks out to me. Maybe that's just me graduating from Menor. But I also think the other big one was we beat Evan Shapiro, fantastic pitcher out of US, 5-2. And I think that it was a statement game for our team. That's kind of when we took off from there. I'm just looking at the game changer right now, and I don't think we, maybe other than a tune-up game here or there, I don't think we lost after we won that game. And I think that was a huge, just, confidence boost and team win. And we walked in there and we said, you know what? I think that was the day after we lost the conference too. Changed some things, and I don't know. They went in there and they said, we're not losing again. That was mainly led by Parker and Nikko, and a couple of the other seniors that were like, we're not, we're not as bad as we've looked in the past, and we can take advantage and, take this as far as we want to go. And that's what they did.
You
A
guys,
game that
go ahead.
oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Parker.
A game that stuck out for me especially was, it wasn't a win, but South, when we came in up 7 runs in the last inning, gave up 7 runs. I think they won by 1 run, and we lost the conference title. And I think after that, we noticed that what we were doing wrong, and I think after that, everyone just was done with how it had been going and wanted to change. And I think they did very well, and I think the was.
I agree with Parker on the South game. It just shows that you can't let up at all. And we let up a little bit in the last inning, and I think from then on we knew we had to finish games. We just went out there, and we every game after that we just had to finish from the first inning to the last.
When they say they let up, that was 100% on me, by the way. I'll take that one.
A coach taking the blame is one of the rarest things you'll ever see in your life. So
I'll take that one. No, it's not. I mean, they would shake their heads. I guarantee you. Nico's like, yeah, no, that was me.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we let you go, we hit Coach and Nikko with this at the beginning, Parker. So since you're a little late, we'll hit you with some of these rapid fire icebreaker type questions. What's your favorite ice cream?
Favorite ice cream? Probably gone cookies and
There you go. And then what condiments are you putting on your hot dog when you go to a ball game?
I think I'm more just a ketchup, and if I'm getting a little freaky, I'll go with relish.
Oh, there we go. There's a relish guy. And then what
Yep.
band or musicians on your playlist right now on repeat?
Zach Bryan, I'd say. I'm a big country guy.
There you go.
these 3 are my favorite. We
Yep.
all like country. We all like Zach Bryan. I love it. This is perfect.
Peas
Yep.
and pod.
Love it.
Yeah.
And then one last one before we let you go. Your favorite flavor of sunflower seeds?
If I was gonna be basic, I'd go sweet and spicy, but I like cracked pepper too.
There we go.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your summer to come on and chat with us, reminisce a little bit about that season and this ending in the state championship. Congratulations on that, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Nikko going to John Carroll, Parker heading off to the University of Akron, and Coach, good luck next season, and we'll hope for a repeat, and we'll see you along the way.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.